What's going on, FG fam? Welcome to another episode of the Brooklyn Beats Relocation franchise here on Madden 22, next-gen console, of course, and we are ready to get into the last episode of this regular season in season number 1. Now, we got 2 games coming up against the Giants and one in the middle against the Jaguars. Believe it or not, the Jaguars are fighting for a playoff spot in the AFC, so we have a chance to play spoiler there. For the Giants, they're not going to make the playoffs any more than we are, but it may be a chance for us to pick up another win on the schedule, which we would love to do, as we currently sit at 1-12-1. So sit back, grab the popcorn, relax, no danger of making the playoffs here, but let's try and play some spoiler to a couple of these teams. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel for the love of franchise. That is what we do here. Thank you guys so much for all of your support and all of your great comments and all of your great criticisms in the survey. If you did not take part in that, make sure you go check out the video, the channel update, and submit your survey answers because I'm still looking at them. Let's get into this game against the New York Giants. There we go. Daniel Jones coming out onto the field. This is going to be a big game here in the Meadowlands at MetLife Stadium. Of course, in typical EA fashion, we get a defensive moment to start off in this one, and let's go. The trick, though, is going to be keeping that up, as obviously they've got Saquon, and he can do some things on the outside. Can't let him get there. All right, a 3rd and 4 for New York here. We have got to make this stop. Franklin, not a good enough bull rush. Wide open. Oh, no. All right, a decent red zone chance here from their 16. Let's see. Bates is back now, and that's almost intercepted. Eesh. 4th and inches, coach wants to go for it, so I'm not going to argue with him. 4th and inches, let's give it to Crawford again, see if he can pick it up. He will, and then some inside the 5. Let's go. 1st and goal from the 5. Let's see what we can dial up. Bates is open. Oh, no, it's intercepted by Phillips. He ranged back and made the play. That was just a great play by Phillips, and now we've got to play some defense, of course, because momentum took them down here. Bull rush by Franklin doesn't work. Picked up by Gappy Galladay is down to the 1-yard line. 1st and goal for New York. The snap, Saquon, easy dive into the end zone. You just got to stop Saquon there, and obviously he's easier said than done on that one. All right, of course, they already have a field goal to open up this second half, and now here they are again, another defensive moment for us. That's all that seems to happen this year, but look at Fuller coming through with a solid sack on Daniel Jones. Into the 4th quarter, still constant defensive moments now. Daniel Jones in the offense on a 2nd and 2, a toss to Barkley. He cuts inside. He's got 150 yards on the day, absolutely just destructing us single-handedly, and that's what Saquon can do when healthy. Here he is on a swing pass. Wow, just absolutely broke a couple of ankles. So with that, Ron Rivera again with more aneurisms to be had as we lose 28-7 to the division rival New York Giants. And I mean, cross-state rivals, they're technically Jersey. We're actually in New York and Brooklyn, but big loss right there. No real surprise, we got our rear ends kicked there. Daniel Jones, 16 of 29 for 192, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Peak went 12 of 28 for 135, a touchdown and a pick. Barkley ran for 180 all over our face. Crawford actually had a decent average at 4.2. Receiving-wise, Gappy Galladay was the closest to 100. Dez Fitzpatrick led us again and had a touchdown. He has been really good for us throughout the season. As far as defense, Hoffman had a lot of tackles. You know when your safety leads in tackles, you're going to have a hard time. They had a couple sacks from both Lawrence and Ojulari. Fuller with the sack for us. Interception by Abdul Franklin. Love to see that. Some different players getting involved on defense. Let's go check out the scores for the rest of this week. And here we are to look at the scores for the rest of week number 16. The Packers with a big win over the Jets. Seattle gets a win over Atlanta. Dallas beats up Detroit on the road. Buffalo and the Chargers with a big shootout going on. Buffalo gets the better of the Chargers. Chiefs over the Broncos. Carolina wins big over the Rams. Colts over the Dolphins. Ravens beat the Jaguars, who, like I said, were fighting for that last spot with the Jets, actually. Bengals over the Saints. Texans get a win over the Titans. 50-7 Bucks over the Raiders. Shades of like the 0-2 Super Bowl. Browns over the Steelers. 49ers over the Cardinals. The Bears beat the Eagles on the road. Minnesota gets a win over New England on the road as well. Weekly awards for the week: Sam Darnold, Anthony Barr in the NFC for offense and defense, and in the AFC, Raheem Mostert for the Bills now, and DeForest Buckner of the Colts get their awards. With nothing crazy to report, we go right back out onto the field to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. On the road here in Jacksonville, Florida, Trevor Lawrence, that former #1 overall pick, looking to take us down. After a tough loss last week, I know the Jags are looking to get this win, as they are indeed still in that playoff hunt. There's a catch from Crawford. Let's go. That's the way to start this game out. Crawford with a big TD. All right, we're going to bring a bit of an edge blitz here, hoping that it gets some pressure on the long-haired phenom. He throws it, and it's dropped by his receiver. They did indeed make the Daniel Carlson field goal, and now we get another 3rd and 10 defensive stop here on our own side of the field. We are looking to stop them from getting anything, and look at this, wide open Marvin Jones. All right, so after nobody wanted to cover, we got a 1st and goal here down at the 2. Very easy for the Jags, and Travis Etienne into the end zone. Now we got a 2nd and goal here from the 9. Come on, Atkinson, get in there. I can't get in, can't break past this offensive line. Easy touchdown to the man known as DJ Shark. All right, I'll stop. Now that it's 17-7 after we had a 7-0 lead in the ball game early on, let's see if we can hit a deep shot to somebody here. This man is open, except he is not all of a sudden, because that's just how this game works. Well, as if it wasn't already a kill, why not go for it on 4th and 2, right, Jacksonville? I mean, why not? Add some insult to injury and get in with a fullback. Pain. But heck, the least we could do is try as they give us a chance here. 1st and goal. Come on. Easy money right here. Boom. Let's go. Bates comes back last game and gets a touchdown in this game. You love to see it. Well, after a huge Josh Allen wreck of the quarterback, go figure, we lose 41-14, which of course was the expected outcome of this game anyways. Trevor Lawrence goes 28 of 48. He threw the ball a hell of a lot. 375 yards, 3 touchdowns, only 1 interception, and of course Christopher Peak had a worse game. 18 of 38 for 189, 2 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions. That kills every time. Robinson ran for 56. Crawford had a great average, but only ran the ball 4 times. Ben Mason, their fullback, had a touchdown. So did Etienne. They didn't even run the ball all that much. Laviska Shenault had 109 and a score. Marvin Jones had 105. DJ Chark had a touchdown. John Bates had a touchdown for us. So did Crawford, and James Robinson scored for them as well. On defense, we had Hoffman lead us in tackles again. The guy's been going crazy. Middle linebacker Fuller, I'd like to see him lead the team in tackles, but it is what it is. Josh Allen had 3 sacks in this one. Damian Barnes had a sack and a half. Calebon Chason got in as well. Shaquille Griffin, Miles Jack, Tony Jefferson, and Derek Forrest, all 4 of those guys came away with interceptions in this ball game, so good for them. And we're back here with the rest of the games for week number 17. The Lions get a big win over the Bears. Falcons win big over the Browns. Ravens win big over the Steelers. A lot of home teams getting big dubs. But the Vikings on the road over the Packers. Patriots kill the Dolphins on the road. Of course, we got killed by Jacksonville. Tampa Bay over the visiting Giants. Cincinnati says welcome to the Houston Texans, blanking them out. Denver with an 11-point win over the visiting Rams. Raiders hand the Cardinals a 7-point loss. The Chiefs win a road game against the Colts. Chargers hand the Titans a road loss. Seattle goes into Santa Clara and wins by 10. Saints beat the rival Panthers by 7. Dallas by 7 over the rival Eagles. And Buffalo with a big win over the Jets. So that Jets Jaguars thing looking pretty darn close. Let's see the standings. So going into the last week of the season, the Browns have already clinched the AFC at 14-2. Ravens are 13-3. They're in the playoffs. Steelers are 10-6. They'll be in as well. In the South, the Titans have already won that division. In the East, it looks like the Bills, but the Jets could still take it. We'll see how that one ends up. That's a pretty crappy division. And the AFC West, the Chiefs will make the playoffs, as will the Broncos. So it looks like all the wild card spots are wrapped up, 5, 6, and 7. It's just a matter of who's going to win that East division. Into the NFC, the Bears are going to make it. So are the Packers. So are the Lions. 3 playoff spots in the NFC North. In the South, the Buccaneers easily win that division. In the East, the Cowboys easily win our division. And in the West, the Rams are going to make the playoffs. They have not clinched the division yet. So it looks like the 49ers could get in there. And if they do, possibly win the division, which would give the Rams that wild card spot. So we'll see. There are definitely things that need to play out in the week number 18. Before we get into week number 18, here's your players of the week. Tom Brady with 5 touchdown passes, and Bobby Wagner with 11 tackles and a pick. In the NFC. In the AFC, it's Lamar Jackson. He had 5 passing touchdowns, and of course, Josh Allen with his 3 sacks over us. Time for the final game of the regular season, and we do get it at home. We get to say farewell to our fans, as there's no shot we're making the playoffs. At least we've won a game this year. Facing a 3rd and 1 here from the Giant 36. I think the best way to pick this up is on the ground, and Crawford with a nice cutback. Nice broken tackle. However, a flag. Those haven't traditionally been good for our Brooklyn Beats, and of course they're going to call a hold on the center, Costello, and that is going to put us with a 3rd and 7. So we're going to have to throw a pass now, where I didn't really want to do so. And looking up the middle to Shelton, let's go, big catch. Still leaves us an important 3rd and 4 here on the drive. We're going to go underneath to LaPierre. He will sneak into the end zone. Let's go. LaPierre, backup tight ends. 2nd and 6. Giants with the ball in, of course, our red zone. Why not? And there is a slant to Kenny Golladay. We just got nobody to cover that. That doesn't mean we can't fight back, though, as the team's trying hard. We got a 3rd and 2 with Crawford. We're going to run it with him. Up the middle, he finds some room, and then some. 2nd and goal now, and the bull rush works, but the throw to Kenny Golladay is complete for a touchdown. It's 3rd and 10. Last chance here in this half, I guess. Peak, under some pressure, getting that one away. It is cut off and intercepted by Bradbury. Now we've given them a short field, and on 3rd and 13, we got to make this stop here with 45 seconds to go in the half. Trying to bull rush. We don't really have the strength to do so, but a nice play there up the middle to make sure the receiver doesn't make a play. Somehow we have a red zone alert with 22 seconds. We still got 2 timeouts as well. Let's see if we can make some kind of play here. Look at this. Patterson, end zone, touchdown. Oh, we got something. However, defense holds up. That is surprising, and we have a red zone try here. 3rd and 2. We're going to try to run it with Crawford, and he will get stuffed at the 17. Coach was calling a go for it, but with a halfback dive, I don't think I actually want to do that. I think we're going to throw it here. I'm going to change the play a couple of times. We're going to go underneath. You're going to go like this. Hopefully, these guys can hold up for us. Don't have a lot of time. Gotta throw it. Shelton, you gotta catch that. No. In retrospect, maybe the field goal was the better option, but now we have a chance to stop the Giants here, hold them to a field goal. Atkinson was getting in. That's intercepted by Dunn. Let's go. Take it the other way, baby. Go, go. 30, 20, 10. Touchdown beats. And we extend the lead instead. 3rd and 7. Obviously, they're going to throw here to the end zone, and they have a man in Sterling Shepard. 44 didn't make a play. All right, we've hit the 2-minute warning. We still have 3 timeouts. 3rd and 5, though. We got to make a play. And, ooh, cut off. Atkinson, come on, Atkinson, bull rush him. Oh, he still got it away to Barkley, who steps out of bounds with a first. Daniel Jones' inaccuracies hurt, and now we've got to find a way to make sure they can't pick up a first here. There we go. They're not getting it. Puts us in a really bad spot here. A safety to lose would be the worst thing ever, which isn't going to happen yet. Get them while they're in transition. Come on, play. Well, how do you throw it that poorly? It's going to be a James Bradbury pick 6 because of a really poor throw from Christopher Peak. That is just so bad. You've got to get it over him at that point. I set, I threw, I did everything I can do on that one. He just didn't want to throw it over his head. The low line drive throws from Peak have been killing us all year. That one wasn't good either, to be honest. Well, with not a lot of time and being on our own field, we just gotta really, honestly, we're in a position where we've got to chuck things again. I don't really like this position. We got a flag. Did we get a free penalty? Yes, we did, baby. A pass interference. I don't know where it was, but we're going to take it. Gives us an opportunity to maybe get this thing into overtime if we can find the right receiver open. And a fumble. Of course. Come on. Pick it up, you dummy. Oh, man. Peak, you are just absolutely killing me.
You're killing me, Smalls.
We definitely need an offensive line. I can't totally blame him, but man.
That's terrible.
It has just been a painful, painful season. Ron Rivera contemplating retirement. I don't know. A 31-24 loss at home when we had a nice little lead. Daniel Jones goes 29 of 47. That's way too many times for him to be throwing the football. For 288 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And of course, by the end of the game, Christopher Peak, 19 of 32 for 222. 2 touchdowns, but 4 interceptions. Typical Peak. Saquon, we stuffed him pretty well today. 87 yards, 3.9 a carry. I mean, Crawford had 3.7, so it's not like Barkley really outplayed him much. DeMarcus Shelton had 10 catches for 112. Sterling Shepard had 103 and a touchdown. Jarrett Patterson did well with a TD. Gappy Galladay's had 4 catches, half of them for touchdowns. Peyton LaPierre did a nice job catching that touchdown pass. Over on defense, 3 sacks for Damian Barnes. I'm proud of that young man. Maybe Defensive Rookie of the Year, we'll have to see. Azeez Ojulari with 2.5 sacks. Xavier McKinney with a half a sack. Bradbury had 2 picks. Isaiah Dunn had the big pick 6 for us. Darnay Holmes and Logan Ryan also had some for the Giants. And James Hoffman was able to get a pick too. He's been playing really well on defense all year. Ojulari also got the forced fumble and the recovery on us at the end of the game. Dunn and Bradbury with defensive touchdowns. Just a sloppy performance, really, from both teams. So, as you can see, the Ravens get a win over the rival Bengals. Dallas gets a win over Seattle. Tampa Bay shuts out the Saints. The Texans beat the Colts. Obviously, we lost. The Vikings beat the rival Lions. The Chiefs down the Jaguars. The Broncos get a win over the Jets on the road, so I guess the Jets are out of it. Packers get a win over the Bears on the road. Cleveland destroys New England. Miami beats up Buffalo pretty hard. Cardinals beat up the Rams really good. The Steelers beat up the Falcons really good. Niners get a bare win over the Panthers. Vegas gets a nice win over LA in their old state of California. And the Eagles get a road win over Tennessee. All right, so final look at the standings. Browns 15-2. They will make the postseason as the AFC 1 seed. Ravens make the playoffs as a wild card, so do the Steelers. Titans win the South easily. Bills win the East at 8-9. Pretty gross. The West is won by the Chiefs, and the Broncos will be a wild card team as well. In the NFC, the Packers end up winning the North. The Bears get a wild card spot at 11-6. The Lions make it in at 9-8. Bucks win the entire NFC as a 14-3 team. The Cowboys are 14-3. Wait a minute. Oh, they're 14-3 as well. They just don't get the 1 seed. Interesting. I'm glad. Screw the Cowboys. The Rams win the West at 9-8, and the 49ers will make the playoffs at 9-8. So that sets up the games as follows. It will be the Lions at the Packers on Saturday at 1:05. Then the Ravens at Bills will follow. Bears at Rams as the nightcap. On that Sunday would be Steelers at Chiefs. 49ers Cowboys. That's a classic. And then the Broncos Titans would be the cap off. So we got a divisional game in the Lions and Packers. I wonder who is going to make the Super Bowl. Anybody want to call it at this point in the comment section? Go right ahead and do it. Here's your scores from Wild Card Weekend. 21-17, Chiefs over the Steelers. Broncos get that road win over the Titans, 30-24. And the Ravens get a road win over the Bills, 17-14. That'll set up a Broncos at Browns game on a Sunday at 3:05. Saturday at 4:35, it would be the Ravens on the road against the Chiefs. No surprises there, really. 35-28, big road upset for the 49ers. They'll take on the Buccaneers in the divisional round. Lions get a road win over the Packers. Lions beat the Packers. What world is this? And then the Bears get a 7-point shootout win over the Rams, so it'll be the Bears hosting the Lions. Another divisional matchup for the Lions. Can they pull it off? Browns end up beating up on the Broncos 28-10. The Chiefs beat up on the Ravens 21-13. Over in the NFC, though, we have the 49ers. Another road upset. They get a win 28-25 over the Buccaneers, and the Bears end up pulling it all at home, 31-21. So the Bears get to host another playoff game here as they will take on the 7th-seeded 49ers. In the AFC, it's all chalk as it's 1 versus 2 in the AFC title game. Browns hosting the Chiefs. Not that I'm expecting any Pro Bowlers, but let's just see if we get anybody to get through to the Pro Bowl here. I'm rolling through it really quick. If there's anything cool that you see in the comments section, just be sure to let me know. But I'm literally just looking for beats on this list, which I do not see any of. There's James Hoffman, a rookie Pro Bowler. You'll love to see it. Hey, we actually got somebody in there, so I'm happy. We're set up for a Browns 49ers Super Bowl as the 49ers continue those close road playoff wins. They win in Soldier Field 27-24. The Browns get their closest game in a while as they end up beating the Chiefs 30-27. So Browns-Niners, who do you think's going to win it? Before we do that, let's take a look at the awards for the season. MVP is Nick Chubb. Coach of the Year, Mike McCarthy of the Cowboys. The AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Nick Chubb. Defensive Player of the Year, Von Miller. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Eric Gillisley. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Johnny Sellers. Best quarterback is Pat Mahomes. Running back, Nick Chubb. Wide receiver, Eric Gillisley. Offensive line, Ronnie Stanley. Defensive lineman, Chris Jones. Linebacker, Von Miller. DB, Tyrann Mathieu. And best kicker is Jason Sanders. Over in the NFC, Offensive Player of the Year is Kyler Murray. Defensive Player of the Year is Aaron Donald. Offensive Rookie of the Year's TJ Mason, barely beating out our boy Brian Crawford. Defensive Rookie of the Year's James Hoffman, who does win it. Damian Barnes was really close. Trevor Fuller as well. And we did have Abdul Franklin as well in the race. Kyler Murray wins Best Quarterback. Best Running Back, Zeke Elliott. Best Receiver, Calvin Ridley. Zach Martin for Offensive Line. Defensive Line was Aaron Donald. Linebacker, Khalil Mack. DB, Carlton Davis. Hoffman was 5th on the Best DB list. And Greg the Leg Zerline for Best Kicker. Also want you all to see our personal end of the year stats for our players. Christopher Peak, bad season obviously for him, just a learning curve year a la Peyton Manning in his rookie year. 21 touchdowns, 35 interceptions. He had to throw a lot of picks to learn. Crawford near 1,000 yards with 8 touchdowns, near 4 yards a carry, not too bad. Christopher Peak averaged over 4 yards a carry with 3 touchdowns. Dez Fitzpatrick near 1,000 yards, 100 away with 4 touchdowns. DeMarcus Shelton, not a bad year. John Bates and Dax Milne. So a nice little spread on the ball by Christopher Peak. As far as the offensive line's concerned, Frank Burley sucked. Gabriel Sullivan was not good, and everybody else was adequate enough. On defense, Jacoby Stevens had 151 tackles to lead us. James Hoffman had 124, and Fuller had 123. Sack-wise, 9.5 for Damian Barnes. I'm proud of that young man. Hoffman did have 4 interceptions. Stevens and Dunn had 3 apiece. And forced fumbles, we only had 1 forced. It was by Fuller. Nobody recovered a fumble on this team. There were a couple of block kicks. Mentor and Tony had block kicks. We had no safeties, and there were 3 defensive touchdowns scored, 2 from Dunn and 1 from Franklin. If you look at how the special teams went, Derek Rogers was 11 of 14 kicking, a 53 long. He never missed an extra point. That's a good thing. Punting, Gillikin was 50.6 average and a 47.9 net. Kick returning, nothing really to write home about here. We didn't get any touchdowns, and the averages were just mediocre. And as you can see, the Browns with a killer Super Bowl over the 49ers, 38-7. Madden's darling, the Cleveland Browns. Faker Mayfield ends up Super Bowl MVP. Those who know me know I don't really believe all that much in Baker Mayfield to win big games, but there we go. I just like seeing Defensive Rookie of the Year beats. James Hoffman there at the bottom right-hand corner. Absolutely love looking at that. But yeah, the Browns are your Super Bowl champs. It's staff week, and the only move that we really made is that we fired our offensive coordinator, Roger Hughes, who was running a vertical power run type of scheme, and we signed Todd Walters to run more of a vertical zone run offensive scheme. So that's what we're going to do there. He also has a talent of free pancakes, and we could really use that with our offensive line. Obviously, we have an off season coming up, and that will be the next episode. There are a lot of guys here that we may bring back. We might try to offer them lowball contracts and see if they'll come back for another season or two. But a lot of these guys are not really all that talented, and I want to bring in some of you guys. So let's take a look at a mock draft before we end this episode, shall we? So the third rendition of this mock draft has us taking quarterback Freddie Winter. I don't think I'm ready to give up on Christopher Peak just yet. I don't really want to bring in another quarterback. We need more talent surrounding him, so this is definitely going to be wrong because that's not really where we're looking to go. DJ Taylor, Tommy Bloxham, James Allen, and Dimitri Rideout round out your top 5. We'll go through most of this. I don't believe we have anything more than the number 1 overall pick, so no other firsts for us. We may look to make a trade down and see what we can do for a team that might be looking to come up and get a quarterback. So there you have it. That is the end of season number 1 of the Brooklyn Beats franchise. I hope you enjoyed season number 1. We are going to get into an off season in the next episode. I appreciate all of your guys' feedback on the survey. If you didn't do that, go check out the channel update video and throw a couple responses to the survey in there if you would, please, because I am reading them daily. So thank you guys so much for doing that. Make sure you go ahead and drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel for the love of franchise content, because that is what we provide here. Franchise in as many sports as you guys will watch, put it that way. Thank you guys so much for your constant support on these series. Make sure you go and check out links in the description. Join the Discord, join the Twitch. Don't be shy. Come and hang out with this great community that we're building here. We have a lot of fun all the time on all the platforms, so it'd be great to see you in there as well. Thank you guys again so much, and if you want to see some more franchise, make sure you click right here to see some more franchise.
Some